Hello, my name is Dan Schwannekamp. I'm just going to kind of work through some different things here. This might be a little advanced, but I thought I would at least kind of show you what I could do with my at home students and what I've done in my classroom to kind of make my life easier in the long run. There is some setup to what I'm doing here, obviously, and I'm pretty good with technology, so I can adjust. But each thing that I'm doing here is not that complex that someone new to the problem or new to the situation couldn't be able to figure out. So kind of talk through some different things, show you what I did with my class and how I've created an online classroom for my students. So not only this year when we're in quarantine, but next year if I had a student out because they were sick or on a field trip or they had surgery or something like that, they could stay on task. So I'm creating something once that's taking some time, but it's something that's going to help me year in and year out from here on out. So here's what I'm looking at. This is my home course. I call it Schwann Academy. I stole it from Khan Academy, but I liked it, so I went with it. So basically what I've done here is I've created a class that, or a website that's going to be kind of like a digital textbook to what I do in class. And so I can put any announcements I want here at the top. It's very easy for kids to see what's going on. I have my course calendar right here. And so when my students are absent for a day, if they're at home on quarantine, it's very easy for them to look at this website. They only see what we're doing in AP Calc and they can see, hey, I missed this day. That's what I need to go to, or so on. So I really like that access to it. I'm not someone who keeps a calendar very well at all, but I found that very helpful, especially just keeping everyone in my PLC kind of on the same page as well. At least what I'm doing in class, keep them up informed. I think that's helpful. But again, what I've done here is I've created different chapters. So each chapter in my book, each unit in the book is going to be a different web page here, or a different section of my web page. And so they can adjust to what's going on. So just for example, if I click on one here, if I click on this one right here. So that's going to take me to kind of my starting page here. It's going to kind of work through some different things. So on this chapter 3A, I've got a few sections and a test. And so my students can look at this thing and see all the different sections that we completed in class. Maybe one day was like 1 day or 2 days, and then a review is going to be a few days. But if we click on one of those, what I've done is I've created a spot for me to keep all of my information and keep it very organized. Schoology is great, but I'm a visual guy. I want everything to look similar and at least kind of be matched up. So what I've done here is I have created this page of the lesson. So under this lesson, I loomed my lesson. So I recorded it using Loom just like I'm doing here as I teach it. So just as I teach, I hit record and it goes. When I get done, I save that and then I upload it to YouTube. It does not take much longer at all to upload it to YouTube, but I upload it to YouTube and then quickly add it to this website. So if my students at home, they click that button, they can see everything we did in class that day. They can watch that video and work through it. I upload blank notes. So the notes that we did in class that day, there's a blank version of it. They click on it, it takes them to the PDF. There is the completed notes. So my notes with all my work on it. Boom, they can look at it right there. And then there's my homework assignment that we did that night. Again, they could print that off at home and kind of work through it. It's really good just to see, hey, here's the day, here's the notes, here's the lessons, and keep it very organized. I could do that with folders on Schoology, but I like it better here. It's just easy. And the other thing I like about it is I don't have to archive this course. Once I create it 1 year, I assume that Google Sites is going to be around for a really long time. It's been around for a long time already. I assume that it's going to be around forever. But I'm creating this website now where I can use it again and again. So once I spend 1 year putting a lot of time into this, I don't have as much things to do next year. And so I started this last year when I had a student out for a month on surgery. But now I don't have to really add a whole lot again this year. I can update and clean some things up, but for the most part, it's going to remain the same. The other thing I like doing is putting other resources on here. And so as I get close to a test, all of the resources that I used in class to help my students are on here. So this is just a test review page. So you can see some of the different things I did in class. Those are kind of my recorded lessons over here. But here are the different things I did. Here are my reviews. Here are my answer keys to those reviews. So my students can kind of work through things. Here was a Kahoot or a Quizzes that I was doing in class. Here is another review paper. So it's just a lot of different things, but it's really organized for them. It just helps everyone to kind of see things. My at-home learners have done a really good job of staying up to date and understanding what's going on. A textbook is great, But again, this is a little bit more interactive, keeps everything organized for them. You don't have to get as fancy as me. I like graphic design, so I kind of go through and make different logos and things. But I could easily just do this pretty straightforward. And Google Sites is really easy to use. I would suggest that anybody with an hour of time could become basically a master of Google Sites. It's not tough at all. If you can do a PowerPoint presentation, then you can do Google Sites, and maybe not even that advanced. So that's just a visual of what I'm doing. If you want more information on that, I would gladly sit down with you or give you help on something here or there. I know it's a lot, and so I didn't want to try to record everything that I was doing. But if you have something specific that you're interested in learning more from me, I would gladly reach out to you and do whatever I can to help you with that. But I just figure I'd give you a look into what I'm doing to help my students. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks, guys.